they were great. Because at the time it was just one ear completely gone that I knew about, and this ear a little bit meh. That's not a technical term, but it was
but
just
it resonates.
a bit.
But it's understandable.
Yes, thank you. But they were so supportive, and because I was singing, so I was classically trained, and a lot of people were like, how can you be this deaf and sing? But all my singing teachers taught me classically, so it wasn't about hearing, it was about feeling.
Resonance. Wow.
So for me, especially when I teach voice or if I teach speech, it's all about what does it feel like.
It's Louise and Ryan's Tangent Podcast. We chat to interesting people, film and TV people, but we go on tangents. Our Tangent Podcast.
Anna Maria
Who are we talking to
Belo.
this week?
Anna Maria Belo.
My good friend who went to NIDA, was a musical theatre singer, was having this incredible career in musical theatre, then found out that she was losing her hearing and had to reboot, retrain, and do almost start from scratch. But it's been an incredible reset for her, and she's working heaps now in screen, and she's working heaps now everywhere. So the theme of the week,
say it, Ryan.
a setback can be a setup for a comeback if you don't let up.
Let up. Anna Maria Belo.
Anna Maria Belo.
Hi.
How are
My
you?
good friend.
I'm good.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Can we just mention the corduroy green onesie?
Yeah.
I would love to be sponsored by
gorgeous.
Dangerfield. I love this jumpsuit so much.
It's a redhead choice, can I say?
She's a style queen. She always has incredible outfits on. I'll
thanks.
bump into her at the shops and she's just wearing something cute.
Oh, there you go.
And
Aren't we
always up for a conversation, incredible listener. And when I built this place last year and put out a little sort of smoke signal on social media, Anna Maria was one of the first people that was just popped in, was like, I want to see it. Can we do stuff here?
Yeah.
And here we are today doing something. But in the meantime, we've made a short film together that I wrote, and she very kindly came along and did and knocked out of the park. And
I was in my high heels all
day
long.
having just beat cancer, do you want to talk? Is that okay to talk
Yeah,
about?
you can talk about cancer.
Having just been through, treatment
I was
for cancer.
here. I was actually here the day
that
I
you
had to get
That's
the result.
right. Because we
We were meant to do a podcast, and then I was like,
might have to hold
able
off for a minute.
Wow.
But she
And he was
kept,
like, why? I've got breast cancer.
yeah. Yes. And so it's been great because this space has sort of given us a chance to kind of keep catching up, and we've since become mates.
Yeah.
And
now I teach your daughter.
And now you're teaching my daughter. And there's so many just incredible little parts of the universe that keep bringing us together. So thank you for coming in for a chat today.
My pleasure.
Yeah. So where do we start?
So and Ryan said that we really need to talk to her about listening.
Listening.
That you are a very good listener.
Very good listener. And that's not meant as a joke because you're deaf.
Yeah.
It's more that you've had to make that a part of your day-to-day life, but also I'm interested to hear how it works with your craft. But I'd like to start by going back to NIDA, because when we were chatting the other day.
30 years ago. I started there 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
First year.
started.
Oh, I'm old.
Oh, I was in my last year at school 30 years ago. I started the year after
Yeah,
you.
I'm older than you.
Yeah. But you were there with, when I saw you the other day, you were standing there with Michael Schwartz?
John Schwartz.
John Schwartz.
And I was there. So there was John Schwartz in my year, Sam Worthington, Miles Pollard, Paul Layden, Morgan O'Neill, like big guns.
Names.
And does he have a brother, John?
John Schwartz does have a brother.
Is that a different Schwartz?
John Schwartz was the Schwartz you saw.
Yeah.
He has a brother.
Yeah. And does he produce as well?
They produce together.
Right. Who's Michael Schwartz?
That's his brother.
That's what I got wrong. Okay. Sorry about that. So I met John.
You
Yes.
met John.
And I know where
But
I met
Michael
John.
didn't go to NIDA with us, but he was there.
So I know where I met John back when he was an actor. We were like sort of
Yes.
doing the audition rounds
Yeah,
together
he
because
was-
I got out like a year after him,
Yeah.
and from my drama school, and and so
Where did you go?
QT back when
Yeah.
it sort of had like a 3-year course, and it was kind of film focused. We did plays, but it was film focused, and
Oh, right.
um,
We were not film focused. We had Carlton
Yeah.
Lamb chasing us with a camcorder going, act
yeah,
better.
yeah.
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 That was our film stuff.
Oh, wow.
So that's quite a year. Like it's like that year of
We were the golden year.
yeah.
We didn't have, 25 people come in first year. The year above me, which was Josh Kwong-Tat, Joe Burr's year, they graduated with 13 people. And we graduated with the full 25.
Wow.
We had never had, I think there was some record like,
No one bailed. Or no one got kicked out.
It was
Yeah.
the first year in like I don't know, 30 years or whatever that
Yeah.
no one had been kicked out. So they were like, we were the golden children.
Wow.
It was nice.
And then,
Yeah.
so you graduated in 98, and the first thing you did,
Musical theatre.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. I came out of there singing and dancing.
Wow.
So
Do you tap?
I do. I'm actually really amazing at
I
it.
love that.
I'm a great tapper. So the first thing I did was,
Talking, I'm just checking that camera there. Yeah.
yeah, first thing I did was Fame the Musical, and I was one of the lead roles in that.
Do you sing the Body Electric?
No, so that's in the movie.
Yeah.
And the musical is set 4 years after that
Yeah.
cohort. So no, there's no Body Electric.
Right.
There is Fame, the song,
I'm
but
Gonna Live
in
Forever.
the show, but in the show it's in Spanish because they couldn't get the rights to it.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, that is it. And then once the show is over and we bow, the big cab comes out because technically the show is over and we sing the proper version.
Oh, I see. So
Yeah.
it's like a little encore.
Yeah,
Amazing.
but it was fun. But that's where Daniel was in that.
And oh, wow.
Yeah.
So Daniel directed the short film that Maria and I did
Yeah.
in January.
And we interviewed him.
We did.
You did interview him, yes. So he's a musical theatre background as well.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And was there more musical theatre before you did your obligatory episode of All Saints?
Actually, there was my obligatory episode of All Saints. At the time, no.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Because it was before my musical. Because I was in Bell Shakespeare, had never done a non-Shakespeare show before, and I was in it. It was called The List Maker, and it was a book that they were like, well, why don't we make a play version of this and send it out on the road? And because I looked like a child, like I graduated and I looked 10. So in this, I played a 10-year-old.
I mean, this is the nicest way, but I don't find that hard to believe.
Yeah. Well, you can see I posted my NIDA card.
Yeah.
I looked like a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
And
Cutie
I
patootie.
played children all the way through NIDA.
Yep.
And then my first job, was the list maker, and I played a 10-year-old. And then I had my episode on All Saints where I was a bashed up housewife.
Yeah.
And then I did my musical.
There you go. Because everyone in England, I think they do something called Casualty.
Yes.
And then in America, it's All My Children. There's some like soap that went forever. And like our era, everyone did an All Saints. It was sort of like back then you're like, oh, yeah, like want to get into film. But like, yeah, episode of All Saints, it's all right. You know, it's just on my journey to better things, you know. Look back on it now. It's like
And now
it's
it's
like an
wow,
it's an
I wish we could
iconic
have
show.
All Saints. That
Yeah,
is
and all the
so
amazing
good.
careers that it like
I nearly
launched.
had a regular role.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
yeah.
Yeah, that was later. So they were looking for this Irish nurse to join, and I had really short hair at the time, and it was down to me and another person, and then I was offered a musical that next year. So I was like, no, I really want to do All Saints. All I'd ever wanted was a recurring role on a TV show. And then one of my friends was going back to see his family in Ireland, Bobby Fox. I don't know if you know Bobby Fox.
No.
No, that name
yeah,
meant nothing.
Supposed to be like, yeah,
Huge
Bobby,
in-
the
huge
B-dog.
in musical theatre.
Yeah.
He's at every Christmas carols, carols in the Domain. Anyway, Bobby was like, yeah, I'm going to go see my family. I went, look, I'm going to find out if I've got this role soon, and I would hate to think that I didn't get to see Ireland before I play this Irish nurse.
Right.
Can I come and, say hi to your family and, just you show me Ireland? And he was like, yeah, let's go. So we went and I got to see Ireland and
Fabulous.
it
Work
was
on the accent.
phenomenal. But while I was over there, found out I didn't get it.
That's interesting because when I graduated, my first professional job outside of uni was I auditioned to replace someone on The Beauty Queen of Linane. And
yeah.
it was Darren Llewellyn, lovely actor, who had played the main stage. And Maggie Kirkpatrick was the mum, and why is my brain freezing? Tracy Mann was playing the daughter.
Yes.
And Tracy and Greg, oh, my brain's freezing. Anyway, everyone had replaced someone, and I was the last guy coming in to replace Darren. And so I got the role and was really excited, and I put an ad in the paper. I think I nearly got debt collected because I never paid for the ad in the paper. But I said, anyone from the Galway, Connemara area living in Sydney, love to spend time with you and learn your accent. And so I spent like a month or so hanging out with this guy, Phil Quinlan, still friends today. And, I started working on the Irish accent. I don't know if I can still do it too well. And his mates are like, this is amazing. This guy gives you like $20, buys you dinner, buys you a beer, and you just talk to him. And he was just loved the crack. And so then I got to rehearsals, and the famous director that had put it together had flown back to the Abbey in Dublin.
Oh, yep.
And Marion Potts was there to rehearse me in. No other cast members there. And she's like, so this is how the director wanted you to say this line, this line, this line, make this move. And so I spent like a few days with her just going over every single line, learning how to do everything. And then I had to do every gesture, every movement. Is this sounding familiar? Like Darren, to do it like Darren. And so I had always wanted to tell that story.
Right.
And then I got there on the rehearsal day, and I had a day and a half with the actors, and it was, or maybe two, and it was just like the poor Maggie Kirkpatrick had rehearsed in so many actors, and she was just there to drip feed me the lines. It wasn't like we were there to like find the scene.
Yeah.
And Tracy Mann, I think, also had been through that with Maggie, and she was like, I was just this young, impulsive actor with no technique, according to Maggie. And we got to the scene at the end where my character confronts Tracy Mann's character about the ball that went over the fence 10 years ago and she never gave back, that I've just noticed. And it's a monologue, and I just let her have it. And she, the director was like, okay, that's not quite how Darren did it. And it's like, just give me a bit more of this. And everyone's like, God, can this kid just get it? And anyway, all the rage just sort of bubbled up in me, and all the frustration, all the angst bubbled up in me. I delivered this monologue to Tracy Mann, like an Oscar-winning, like tears streaming, rage coming out of me, talking about a swing ball coming over the fence, man. And the room went silent afterward. And Tracy went, just with the volume, can you be careful? That kind of hurt my ear a little bit. And everyone's kind of like, they just didn't know how to take that because it was all very technical. And it's been with me forever. And then I was like, I wrote that down as my first idea for the Trop film.
Which you told me about.
Yeah, and the coach was like, don't make it about, the writing coach was like, don't make it about acting, put it in a different world. So that's my tangent on doing an Irish play and
Perfect.
things going awry.
Love it.
Yeah. So you didn't get the play?
The TV show.
No, you didn't get the Irish. Oh, the Irish
Yep,
character
I didn't get
in
All Saints.
in All Saints.
No.
Yeah, but you got an episode.
I got an episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And then went into musical theatre. I did a lot of musicals.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then
Can you name some?
I did musicals that only had one name. I did Fame, I did Hair, I did Mame.
What was Mame?
You know Mame, old school Mame.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's what's the famous How I Love You?
Oh no, that's Dolly.
Oh, it's Dolly.
Hello, Dolly. I'm actually trying. You take the dum ba dum ba da dum.
Oh, yeah.
Mame.
Yes.
And funnily enough, Robert Grubb was singing that bit, and he forgot the words for that every night. He was like, dum 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 dum. Mame.
So a lot of theatre, a lot of musical
theatre. And
Yeah.
then I moved. Well, look, I knew that my hearing was going to just deteriorate. So I was always trying to get out of that anyway. I mean, I did NIDA on deaf ears, and they were very supportive. They were great. Because at the time it was just one ear completely gone that I knew about, and this ear a little bit meh. That's not a technical term, but it was
But it
just
resonates.
But it's understandable.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. But they were so supportive, and because I was singing, so I was classically trained, and a lot of people were like, how can you be this deaf and sing? But all my singing teachers taught me classically, so it wasn't about hearing, it was about feeling.
Resonance. Wow.
So for me, especially when I teach voice or if I teach speech, it's all about what does it feel like? What are you?
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. So it's
Because it is that thing. I had a similar acting coach who we had a voice teacher who was very, very technical, and then we had an acting teacher who was really organic. And he was like, when you actually drop in and you're feeling it, you do kind of hit your resonance, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're relaxed, you open, and your throat relaxes, and suddenly you're talking from your gut.
Yeah, but then to sing and to hit a note, like, that's why I love it when people come to me and they're like, I'm tone deaf. I'm like, that doesn't exist. Come
Right.
to me.
I'm deaf. Yeah.
I can't get cancelled today. Okay. No, I don't. But there is no such thing as tone deafness. Like it's about matching vibration. So, and I've had some wonderful clients, and
Do you work with a vibrator when you're?
No, I don't. Stop it. No, but I will have somebody who says to me, like, I cannot pitch that note. I cannot hit it. And it's because they're not in tune with not hearing, but listening to the vibration and being able to understand that. So what I found really simple, I mean, you have to ask permission, but I say, you know, I'm like on the piano going, okay, hit this note. And they're like all over it. I will say, give me your hand. I'm going to put your hand on my face. I sing the note straight away. Them touching my face.
Oh, wow.
It's instant. Like, it's so perfect. It's human to human touch. Like, in that the vibration is actually.
Oh my God, I love that.
It's, yeah. As soon as somebody says, I'm tone deaf, I'm like, sure. Okay, great. And I
feel
can
like
undo
that's
it.
something you could put into a script. Like,
Yeah.
like even the script you're working on, I feel like that would be a beautiful moment where someone's like, you know,
I can feel like
Yeah.
that would come from your chest. Like,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you know, we are vibration and sound is vibration. And it's about being able to get the information from the ears to the brain to match up to what is happening in your throat. Because sound isn't, I think people think about deafness and ears, but it's actually brain. And yeah, there's a disconnect. I mean, there's different types of deafness, and deafness is a spectrum, but I'm hypersensitive to sound. So if I'm speaking to somebody, it was really hard through COVID with masks, and that was really hard on set. Like,
yeah.
but
Did you do Doctor in lockdown or Bump?
I did Bump.
Yeah, I did both.
Bump.
Yeah.
No, Doctor I did before that. But Bump was,
Yeah.
that was an interesting time because it's about, like, when I meet somebody for the first time, it's not just, oh, what do you sound like? I've got to work out, where are you making sound in your body in that, and where is it in the front of your mouth? Is it the back? Is it here? Is it here? And what part of your face does it fly out of?
This
Like,
is a
you're
superpower.
so easy. You're so easy.
Why? Tell me.
It comes from here.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like from day, like this part
Yeah.
part of you, it's just like, like
Yeah.
boom. So
Interesting.
I never have a problem with.
That's probably
yeah.
what my voice teacher was always at me about, because when I did my first series, she apparently said to the acting teacher, I failed him. Because, when I came out of drama school, I had a very, kind of just very Queensland up here kind of voice. And I've learned as I go, she told me later on, but I've learned as I go, just the more relaxed you are, the more you kind of sit in it. You don't want to be doing a voice, but the more relaxed you are, the less tension you carry. You do kind of connect more to a better resonance.
But your voicemail, hi, you've called Ryan.
Yeah.
I don't recognise that
Hi,
as
you've
you.
called Ryan.
No, who's
Or
that? I don't know.
How good is that RSPCA pet insurance feeling?
I only heard it the other day and I went, who is this?
I know, because I'm always up here. Yeah.
But it's great for me. Love it.
Yeah.
And then for Louise, you're a little bit tougher for me.
Really?
Yeah, because you go wide and you're from here. And it's
I love this.
There's a lot more air that comes. And female voices are tougher for me.
Yeah.
But yours goes that way. Sorry, microphone. Yours goes that way.
Right.
Not straight out. You go to the
Fabulous.
side and it comes out that way.
I grew up with a very rural country accent, and I've changed.
And you've
Does
tried to undo it?
it just undid. Is that something?
But voice is a choice. So this is the thing that I
Right.
love so much. And it's an osmosis thing and whatever. But it's, I think we think, oh, but my voice just happened. It never does. Like it's a subconscious. Either we love the voices that are around us and we want to mimic them on a subconscious level, or we want to be enveloped within that or chosen within that community, or we hate them and we don't want to be associated with them. So when you hear my mum and dad, who are very strong, thick Portuguese accents that nobody understands at all, and then they're like, wait, how do you have that voice when this is what you grew up with?
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, but also it's probably something that you adopted because
1,000. I said I don't want to sound like this. I want
Yeah.
to sound like those people.
Yeah.
I want to sound like my teachers. I want to sound like the girls at school that I looked up to. That's who I wanted to sound
That's
like.
pretty
so
common.
I would mimic
Yeah.
that, or the television.
Yep. Yeah.
I've spoken to people in my family on the phone and hung up, and people have gone, well, finished the conversation, hung up, and people around me have said, were you just making that up? Was that like,
You're doing a voice.
were you doing a voice? And I didn't even notice the transition.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I love that, and I
That's
do love
mirroring.
that so much
Yeah.
about voice. Yeah,
And
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it now, and I don't know if I could just do it. I know
Yeah.
something like, it goes up in a kind of
Yeah.
whatever. I don't know.
I mean, I know when I come back from Queensland, everyone, when I was younger, people would say, "Oh, you sound different." And I think because I'd been spending time with my family and I was on the Goldie, and I'll sort of slow down a bit. The Gold Coast is not like that anymore. But I've also noticed on this tangent that kids now have so much coming into their earlobes all the time that they're all developing like a sort of like American style of kind of talking, and it's insufferable.
Yeah.
Not just but not just the vocal fry, also the just chatting to camera on social media like they're an influencer. They've learned a sort of way of talking, or the influencers have this sort of way of talking that is, okay, guys, let me talk you through my day. And it's a very specific way of talking, and it's a very sort of like monocultural thing that they've learned from watching other people do, but it doesn't sound authentic. But
they don't know that.
They don't know that. And also, people that age don't know that.
Yeah.
They don't hear it and go, that's jarring. They hear it and go, this is normal.
Yeah.
Go, hi
Totally.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi guys.
Hey guys.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel.
Sorry, I haven't spoken about my farts for a while, but I did one today. Whatever it is.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But when you are reading people's faces, what else can you see? about what they mean?
Gosh, everything. So the eyes are really important.
Yeah.
They are important. But I noticed that I always focus in on one person, one eyeball.
Oh, right.
So, and I did worry what that was all about. But there is a study apparently, and look, I'm going to preface this by saying this is from my research and what I remember reading, and I could probably be very wrong. I am not a scientist or anything. But they said that there's one eye that sees and that does the looking, and there's
Right.
one eye that does the receiving, so that we've got more than the other. So one eye does more of the outward looking, where the other one is taking in information.
Very interesting. I wonder if that's something about right and left brain, like
Oh,
because like
maybe.
say the right brain is where your emotions are stored, your creativity is stored. So that to me would sound like listening. And then your left brain is all of the logical memory. So in acting, there's the memory side of acting is in the left, but then the emotion responding is in the right.
Yeah.
And so good actors have to learn to train a pathway between the two so that you can be grabbing the lines but still listening, responding and feeling. And so I wonder if that two-eye thing has anything to do with that. And also, like your right hand's connected to your left brain, your left hand's connected. So I wonder if the eyes are like that too.
Possibly. I mean, I know, like, I'm what's that? Your left eye?
My left eye.
Your left eye. For both, but other people, it's always, I go for their right eye.
Okay.
So it's.
I'm
Interesting.
left-handed.
About.
Are you left-handed?
I'm right-handed.
Huh.
Yeah.
Go.
But my daughter's left-handed, my wife's left-handed.
My mum's left-handed, my brother's left-handed, my husband's left-handed.
Amazing. You're all witches.
I know.
That's interesting.
Back in the old days, wasn't that a sign that you're a witch?
I think it's a sign that you're neurodiverse.
Oh.
Just to be on a theme.
Great.
But yeah, amazing and interesting. And
But I did notice my voice shifted once I got hearing aids. So I got hearing aids. I never had hearing aids, and I basically just did everything just off lip reading. And I guess for me, I never saw anyone on television or theatre that was deaf or wore hearing aids. So for me, I just thought, I can't have them, so I'm going to do the best that I can without them.
Yeah.
And so I worked really hard because nobody knew. It was a big fat secret. It was something that I kept hidden. And then, I told friends or whatever, but it wasn't something that I was very public about. And then in 2012, I went to a friend's wedding and lost all of my hearing, pretty much.
Oh
overnight.
my.
was that
Oh.
because of speaker, like loud noise?
It was a very ethnic wedding, and there
Oh,
are a
very
lot of
loud.
gunshots through
Yeah.
speakers and big drumming through speakers.
Yeah.
Out in, I won't say where because that's rude, but it was a small environment with the
Lots of
sound
noise.
for like the entertainment centre.
Oh yes, I've been to
Yeah.
plenty of ethnic weddings, and depending on the cultural background, they can be very loud
Yes.
and on
we-
purpose.
But yeah, and it was all on, and people were like, let's turn it down. And they're like, no, I'm having a great time.
Part of it.
And do you know what? On the night, I was actually having the
Yeah,
best
yeah.
time. And I was like, this is great. And my family was there, and they're like, look, we should go because this is too loud. I'm like, it'll be fine. We'll wake up tomorrow morning. It'll be like
Yeah.
we've gone to a rock concert.
Yeah.
They woke up fine. I woke up and my head had swollen, and I couldn't differentiate between any sound. It was like whoop, whoop, whoop. It was like every sound
wow.
at me at once. So it was distortion, and this like even just was like full on pain. And I was like, oh man. And my ENT was away. He was in Antarctica. So I was like,
Timing.
what am I going to do? So I had to find another ENT. So they were trying to do the hearing test on me, and I was like crying my eyes out. I was like, I can't, it was too painful. Then they loaded me up with steroids. My guy got back, and then they did every test under the sun, and they were like, we don't know what it is, but we think you've got hydrops, which is a part of Meniere's disease. So they were like, it means that the bones inside my ears had just filled up with fluid, is what they
Right.
thought. So it was I had to take some powder thing to kind of take all the moisture out of my bones.
Like, would they? Oh wow! Not
Yeah.
just put powder in your ears.
No,
Like,
it was a powder thing I had to drink, and it stripped the moisture from my bones.
oh wow!
Yeah.
How
So
terrifying!
did you have a
horrible.
balance problem as well?
Yes. Yes. So, but which I'd always had because of the operations that I'd had. So I don't have. I had a mastoidectomy when I was 16. So they'd taken out all the bones behind my from my canal and in there. It's a minefield in there.
when you found out, this is a leap, but when you found out you had cancer, did any part of you wonder about like the draining of fluid from your bones or all those sorts of things of like whether it could lead to it? No.
No. Well, actually, no.
Yeah.
I never thought about.
I don't
the
want to spiral,
cancer.
make you spiral, but like,
No, but I know that had nothing to do with that. Like,
yeah,
No,
yeah.
at all.
Okay.
At all.
Yeah, it just sounds so sounds such like an intense thing to drain all of the moisture from your bones.
I mean, and it's quite a common thing that they do if you have Meniere's disease, and
Yeah.
they're like, shum, it's about, because they put you on a low sodium diet. You have to stop salt, and it was horrendous. I couldn't
Gosh.
move. I hated every second of it.
Couldn't eat chips.
Couldn't eat anything, and it was 16 weeks of this. And then I just thought, okay, well, my career's over. Forget this, because at the end of it, they went, and you've also lost all of this hearing. You now need hearing aids. And I was
So
like,
when they say you've lost all of this hearing, like do they give you like a percentage or?
it doesn't work in percentages. You lose in frequencies. So as we get, you know those tests where it's like, can you hear this high pitched thing? So You normally lose the highs.
The cutest thing in the world was watching my baby when she was like 2 weeks old with this headphones on and just
The
watching.
swish test.
Yeah, whatever it
Yeah.
is, it's so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, as we grow up, you know, you lose your highs and whatever. But
Yeah.
this was, I had lost all frequencies except the bottom ones in this one.
Oh wow.
And in this one, I had pretty much lost to speech range. Yeah.
Right.
So I couldn't hear birds, couldn't hear my cat. I thought my cat was mute. I had gotten a cat at the time. I thought my cat was mute.
Oh.
Had no idea she had a sound until I got my hearing aids. I didn't know that the car I drove made a sound
Oh
when
my
I turned the
goodness.
indicators on.
Oh my goodness.
That was the first day that I got the hearing aids, and I'm like, what was that sound? And my
So like an
mate's
electric car where you forget
It's
to turn
the-
it off. It's like literally you just couldn't hear.
I couldn't
Yeah.
hear the tick, tick, tick. I was like, is there a bomb in the car? She was
Oh.
like, it's the indicators.
Oh
Wind
wow.
in the trees, birds, my cat making a
So,
sound.
so when you
Yeah.
got the hearing aid, suddenly you got all this color back. Where you're like, oh
so
my
many
god, there's
things.
so many things.
Yeah, but hold on. Let's not inspiration porn it. It was definitely not that. So we went through the whole process of getting the hearing aids, and that was a hard time because I genuinely went, oh, I've failed, that I now needed them. I felt like, oh, well, this is failure because I'd worked so much on,
Yeah.
you know, and I had a very big musical theatre career. Like I was singing all the time. And the day because it was a lot of money, they were 10 grand, right? It was a lot of money because back then there was no NDIS, so it was out of pocket. I remember we put them in, she turned them on, and I went, "Is that it?" I paid 10 grand for this shit. I was so angry. And then we kept adjusting and blah, 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 blah. And then I was like, the molds weren't right. And so the molds I have in are this hard plastic mold. They were not that. It was a soft mold.
Yeah.
And I had to kind of like squish it around. And then it was this, I got it into this sweet spot and it went,
Oh.
and I went, okay.
Oh
okay.
wow.
But then we got the proper molds. And that's when I had to learn to talk again. So what had happened was, so with these hard molds, because when you speak and you vibrate, when I would go to sing, my chords would go, oh, that doesn't feel right. So my body tried to dampen the sound. You know when you swallow, your epiglottis, moves, and so that the saliva goes into the trachea, not down the esophagus. Goes down the esophagus, not the trachea. So that epiglottis is meant to sit like upways when you're singing so that you get the vibration going, but because that vibration in my body with these hearing aids went, that's wrong, my epiglottis decided to dampen. Yeah. And so
That's insane.
stayed over. So for ages, like I couldn't sing at all. My cords weren't coming together. I'm like, what's going on?
So your body actually adapted.
And dampened my sound. And we did the whole endoscope and everything. And they were like, relax. I'm like, I'm relaxed. They were like, do the scale. And we did all of that. And he was like, we've got to get this out of the way. And it was this one session with this voice
Your epiglottis
coach.
had an erectile dysfunction.
Pretty much, yeah. And she worked it out. I did this one exercise with a straw and it was like a hum. And I went, oh, I don't like it. And she went,
It's working.
it's the biofeedback. Your body has told yourself that proper sound is wrong. So, and then it was this, like I had to, literally learn how to make sound again in the right way. And it took, oh my God, it took years. And I just thought everything was over. And then Larry Moss came to town.
Yeah.
And Larry Moss came out. He's a big American acting coach because I was like, I'm done. I can't act anymore. Blah. And this big guy's coming out. And my friends had said, you should do his masterclass. I'm like, why? And I was so angry at the world and angry at everything. And I just thought, okay, I'll give it a red hot go. But then I was nervous because I went, well, how is he going to direct us? Like I'd heard it's very, he'll stop the scene.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I need to see him. I need to. And they went, what? I'm like, yeah, I'm deaf and I've got these hearing aids. And they went, let's get you talking to Larry. So he knew, no one else knew. And he just did this wonderful thing where he just ushered me back into the industry again. And he went, I want to tell them all. I'm like, okay. And he told everyone there. And it was just this really lovely thing. He helped me embrace being a deaf actor.
I love that. And
Nice.
so what year was this?
This was 2012. This was
Right.
2012. Because that's right. Because I had the hearing aids for 4 weeks and I was allowed to trial them for 4 weeks and then decide whether I was going to keep them or not. And Larry was I'm going to keep them. And then he said to me, you need to find the play Tribes and put that on. And it took me 4 years. And then we put it on at the Ensemble Theatre. And that was the first time I ever signed on stage because I had... From 2012, I think, is when I started to learn sign language as well, Australian Sign Language, Auslan, and I just deep dived into the deaf community and
Because even talking to you, it's not just a Portuguese thing. You are very, very handsy with the way you describe things, which is also like a real Portuguese, Greek, Italian, but also you've learnt to communicate with your hands.
Yeah,
So,
but I saw you doing a couple of signs like in the middle of our conversation before.
It's great.
So it was just
and
like,
it's fun.
oh, right.
But I did have someone, when I did say to someone, I'm learning to sign, they were like, didn't you always sign? I'm like, no, this doesn't mean anything. Like, this is just being a wog. Like, it's not. No.
I'm Portuguese.
They literally thought that I had signed my whole life. Like,
I'm married to a lady who's half Portuguese, and I was married. My TV wife on Dr. Doctor was Portuguese, and the hands thing is just all part of it.
Yep.
It's just part of the thing.
It is.
Yeah.
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 I like it.
It's great. And so I know I've noticed from your IMDb that things picked up in like the 2010s and into the 2020s. You started working more on screen and stuff.
Do you know what? 2020, COVID was my friend because I had my little studio at home.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to do screen. Screen was my thing for me. Like it was such a passion. But because I'm such an animated thing, right? I'm so animated, you get all of me. I think people were really scared and they're like, you can't do screen. You're too big for screen. I heard that my whole life. And I worked so hard on going, no, I want to break the back of this. And I think because we weren't allowed to go into the casting rooms, because they can be such a scary thing. And I would end up performing. I'd perform for the whole room.
Yes.
And then in my space, I went, oh, well, I'm just going to perform to my phone.
Yeah.
And I could do it my way.
Yep.
And then I Yeah. And I just went, oh my gosh. And it was this one little thing. I think it was the bump one, actually. And once I nailed that one, I went, oh, I know what my thing is now.
Yeah.
And like, I can still be this person.
Yeah.
But then when I'm working, I've just got to and do my working thing. Like
I can
two
relate
things can be
very
the
much
same.
to that. Like, I hadn't been in the room in a long time, and then got an audition for something, got a call back. They were both online, and I knew one of the producers. They were like, "It's looking good." They just want you in the room with the girl, chemistry, and went in.
Did you say chemistry?
Chemistry. No, I just meant chemistry. I don't know what that was.
Are you
meant chemistry.
you see? Look at her superpower. She can see all the meanings.
In the room, chemistry. So I get in the room, and I know the director, I know the casting agent, and I was just like being my big old self.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and walked out going, fucking nailed it. I knew there was someone else up for it, but I was pretty confident. Next day, didn't get it, and I called the casting agent because I was just sort of like, I don't know how old would I have been then? I was like 44, 43 or 4. It's like, fuck it, I'm so old now. I don't care. Like, I'll just call the casting agent and see what went wrong. And he was like, oh, there's nothing you could have done better, but you do take a while to settle. And I was like, fair enough. And he goes, you come in, you diffuse, you know, and I was like, this is all really helpful feedback because I come into a room and like make sure everyone's okay. It's just my my ADHD thing where I'm like, got to make sure everyone's all right. So I'm in there just like, hey you.
You're
And
sniffing everybody.
Yeah. And then instead of just walking in and going, they're actually already, like, I've done 2 auditions. They're excited to see what I've got to do. So it was a really good note to not go in there and do all that. And when I tape stuff, obviously they don't see all my they just see my work.
Yeah.
And that speaks for itself. But it was also a lesson in just turning up on set and like the energy you can spend on trying to disarm and diffuse and make sure everyone's having a good time and blah, 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 or just shut the fuck up and do your job, you know?
Yeah.
There's got to be a healthy balance.
But I think also because so much of my life had been in the theatre and musical theatre.
Yeah, sweetie.
And what is that shift? You know, no one really taught how to shift from doing stage stuff to then doing film and TV, you know?
Yeah.
And I really wanted to understand what that shift, rather than, just do it smaller, like make it smaller.
Yeah.
Do less. I'm
Yeah.
like, what? No one can do less. Like, makes no sense to me. So I really went away and studied, and I'm a big fat nerd with that stuff, and I just wanted to find what is the right thing. Yeah, so I liked COVID.
So
Despite the fact that everyone was wearing a mask.
Oh, I hated leaving my house. Yes.
yeah, but like,
Correct.
but since Bump, you've been on fire.
Yeah,
like
it's
you've
kinda been really
working
nice.
loads. Frayed, Home and Away, Mickey vs. the World, It's Fine, I'm Fine, Apple Tight, Apples Never Fall.
Oh, yeah.
7 episodes of Last Days of the Space Age.
8 episodes, actually. That's
8.
wrong.
So you were regular on that. Mixtape, Collect Call, and probably more coming. And
Well, yeah, do it like Gary. And
but like we just had a great chat with another female who has had a whole life, has raised a child, has become an actor, and now she's pivoting back in. And I love this theme of today that like age really isn't a boundary, and the fact that like, you know, you're hitting your stride in your 40s.
I'm 50 this year.
I wasn't going to say that. I was just going to say you're hitting your stride in your 40s, even though you've had this amazing musical career, but you've had so many hurdles, and here you are today. It's amazing.
Yeah, but I think it's that thing of, I don't know, this is my theory, is that when you go to drama school and everyone's like, you can do everything, you can play every role. Yeah, sure. But I think it's better to kind of go, no, hold on, what do you really want to do? And I think I spent so long in my 20s just trying to make everybody happy and do all of these things that really, yes, I loved them, but that wasn't my heart and soul. I'm doing now what my heart and soul is, which is screen and writing. Like that's new. I mean, I wrote my Trop Fest film that was it was the first thing I ever wrote. And I went to London, so it was 2003. I did The Artist's Way.
Oh, yeah.
I
journaled.
Well, you journaled, and you had to take yourself out on an artist date.
And you have to draw with your left hand. You have to draw with your opposite hand
I don't remember that.
to connect with the other brain.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, anyway.
I just remember the artist date, and I went and I took myself to a movie, and I saw this preview for this great film, and then when I went and watched the film, I hated the film. I loved the preview, so I went home and I wrote the short of what I thought I was going to watch, and it just poured out of me, and I went, I love this film. I sent it to my friend. She went, never write again.
Yeah.
What?
How encouraging.
She went, this is terrible.
Was your
Why
friend a
do you think-"
writer?
No, she was. I'm not going to say who, but she's the PA to a commercials director. Don't.
Right.
You know who I mean.
Yeah.
And she just turned around and went, you're
don't
not
got
a
it.
writer. You shouldn't write. And I went, oh.
Thanks, PA, to a
Okay.
commercials director. I'm sure you're very literate.
Yeah, and I just went, okay. So I put it away. 7 years later, though, this story was still inside of me. And I went, no, I'm going to do it. And I made my first Trop Fest film and got to win Women in Film,
Fantastic.
which was amazing.
Yeah.
And then that film, I got to go to the Fort Lauderdale Film Festival, went to the Bahamas Festival. It did all of these festivals all overseas. It was great. And I just was like, I know I want to keep writing more. I just didn't know where to go.
Yeah.
And every time I would see a story in my head, it was always screen, always. And I just needed to find someone to help shepherd me into that. And then I found Lost Kittens, which is great. So Stephen Davis is like our mentor. You must know Stephen Davis. Yes. So he has helped me so much. So he's this wonderful cheerleader, this wonderful writing mentor. And I started, I only just started Lost Kittens, but I started writing in COVID. I locked myself up in that room and I wrote a kids sitcom. And I loved it, and it did so well. Like I got to pitch it, like it nearly got picked up so many times. It was like so close, and I went, "Oh my God, I can do this thing." But what I noticed the writing helped with was it helped me be a better actor, like because I was on the other side of it.
I've found that too. I've found since I've been focusing on writing, I understand now when I'm sitting there with other actors pulling apart a script saying, maybe I won't say this, maybe I won't. In my head, I'm like, oh no, that kind of relates to like 3 scenes ago. And like, it does actually inform the audience, and it's not necessarily expositional. There's a way you can make that work. But people, actors often are very guilty of only seeing things from their character's perspective.
Totally.
And so, I'm a big, I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm a big advocate of like sort of backing the writer and going, and also, why would you want less lines, dude? Just say it.
Don't cut your own line, man.
Okay, we're gonna have to wrap this up in a sec, but just as far as your process goes, acting, and the way that you've learnt to listen, and acting being good acting is all about listening and responding. How do you feel like being deaf has sort of contributed to your process?
I think it's helped because you have to focus in.
Yeah.
Like I have to be so tunnel visioned to the person. But then I also have to analyze, well, hold on, should I be? Like if the scene doesn't require that. So I have to be quite specific for should, because I am in a very lucky position in that it's very rare for me to play a deaf character. I'm normally playing hearing characters. So I actually have to kind of go, okay, how can they hear them at this point? Or are they faced away, and should they be able to hear them? So I've got to analyze it from
I think
that
that's
side
good though,
as
because a
well.
lot of actors get stuck in that
Yeah.
talking head thing anyway.
Yes.
So if you're actually thinking about, maybe at that point I'll just look, because so often when people come in and audition and stuff, they're just staring at me with the lines, and I'll be like, all right, here's a prop for this bit, just be a bit distracted, still be listening, but be a bit distracted and do something. And the way it can bring a scene to life is insane, as opposed to just the the Talking Heads thing. So
But
the
I also think there's like a in tune. So if I have to turn away from the person,
Yeah.
I've got to be in tune with them in another way.
yeah,
So it makes me have to listen to them because you got to hear your cue. Like that's the technical side of it. You've got to hear your cue. You've got to know when to come in. Blah blah blah. But if I've got to be in tune with them in another way, it means I'm going to hear what they're saying really for the first time because and that's what we're going for, not the memory of what they've said because you've said it or your wife said it, how many times the night before for you to practice to. So I don't know. I think it's a massive blessing, huge blessing. Holly Hunter says it as well. She's deaf too.
really? Wouldn't even know.
Yeah, she talks about it in the piano.
She's
Remember she did piano? And she
Yeah.
was signing. Well, she played a mute character in that one.
but
not a
she
deaf
also
character.
played a musician.
All I remember is Harvey Keitel naked,
yeah.
and no one should ever have to see that again.
Aww.
Are you kidding?
on.
It is,
No.
he's
I
beautiful.
sound like Trump. I'm cutting that out.
He's beautiful.
I love
that
Harvey Keitel.
That movie, hello. But talking about Holly Hunter now.
Yeah, I read this thing that I think she's just deaf in one ear is how she describes her deafness. So other people would describe my deafness as hard of hearing. I don't describe it that way. I say I'm little d deaf. So I'm not capital D deaf. Capital D deaf is that you are Auslan first. That is your thing. So
I think I have that too because a lot of exes have said, "Yeah, you and your little D." What is that the same?
little d deaf. Not you.
Ryan!
I can't get cancelled today. What the hell?
No one's going to cancel us for that. That's me talking about. Okay, so you're little D deaf.
Little d deaf. But Holly Hunter says she's deaf in one ear.
Right.
But what she says, and I read this interview where she was saying it's made her a better actor because she has to focus in on the other person. And I
so
remember
intense.
reading that and I just went, of course. And I had never seen it as a superpower up until that moment.
Right.
And because that was what? That was high school. I was in high school when the piano came out.
Yeah, it was uni.
But
90s.
that
I'm
was
pretty sure
so it came out in 94.
94. I was
Oh,
year 12. Year
okay.
12.
Okay.
And it was
Yeah.
or 3. 93 or 90.
It was 93 and 94, around then, because I just remember everyone being in the school hall trying to play that bit.
Right.
Dum,
What was the
dum,
follow up then?
dum, dum.
Was it Jane Campion that directed that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was her next film?
The next one was with
This is really impressive that you know.
With the blonde who was in Titanic. What's that one?
Oh, Kate Winslet.
Kate Winslet's in it. She's playing an Aussie.
Oh,
and
That's right.
Oh, Holy Smoke.
Holy Smoke.
Holy smoke!
Yeah.
Was Harvey
With Harvey
Keitel in
Keitel.
it?
With Harvey
Right.
Keitel.
Oh, that was
So-
good.
So when I was at uni, that was being shot, and my flatmate's girlfriend went down to Sydney to do some modelling. Somehow ended up like at a couple of parties on Holy Smoke, and I was like, "Oh my god, Harvey Keitel's in it! Can you please get his autograph?" And then her boyfriend Conrad was like, "Yeah, I want his autograph too," and so Harvey wrote, "Ryan and Conrad, don't do it, Harvey Keitel."
Oh,
Thanks, man.
there's wisdom from Harvey Keitel.
Yeah.
Don't be an actor.
Yeah.
Oh dear. But anyway,
Thank you for coming in and
I have-
talking to
can I
us.
just-
There's so much more we could ask.
yes.
My pleasure.
Yeah,
Thanks for having me.
I know. I feel
I feel like
like
we just scratched the surface.
we did.
There's
We did.
So
We've
much
done
to
this
say.
with everyone. We're like, oh my god.
We
It's
started
almost
talking
like,
about Harvey Keitel
Yeah.
naked in the piano.
Yeah.
And
I think there could be a whole podcast.
little
on
D
Harvey
deafness.
on Harvey Keitel being
not
naked.
Yeah.
I'd
no,
listen to
the
that.
thing
Visceral.
watching that because I watched as a teenager as well.
Yeah, I
and so
loved
that,
it.
but then and it was so consuming
Mm.
that film. And then I watched it recently as an adult, and all of that sexuality it feels so different now
Really?
because there's this amazing negotiation there. And it feels a lot like a bit BDSM even, with like, you know, the just like when they like, you know, how many keys, and you think she's gonna that moment of when she agrees to the arrangement, and she goes 3 keys or 4 keys.
Yeah.
But also
I need to
that
watch it again.
that's that difference in like watching something a bit hot when you're a teenager versus being an adult.
Yeah, but I was just
Yeah,
gonna,
you see the whole difference
it's
to
like,
it.
yeah, it's like it's because I realized like the
Yeah.
danger that she's in, and
Yeah.
you're sort of thinking she's in danger, but then she turns around and she goes, I think it's 3 keys, 3 keys, and she engages in the negotiation.
Oh wow,
And
how
she
fun!
goes, I'll get in this with you.
Oh, how fun!
And Anna Paquin.
Oh, was that the one that discovered her?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a casting agent in New Zealand apparently who I think discovered her, the girl from Whale Rider, like is a bit of a master of like seeing the future. But yeah, Anna Paquin, what an actor. Yeah.
That was phenomenal.
You forget that she's the Kiwi.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's so good, eh? Thank you very much for coming in,
My
Anna Maria
pleasure.
Belo.
My
I love that this
pleasure.
room has brought so many little creative things along that we've done together.
I know.
I
I'm
hope
looking
it,
forward to the next one.
yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah.
So good, and so good to talk to you. And I'm sorry for like adding in that little bit of sex at the end. Let's maybe cut that out.
Yeah, I won't do the bit about Harvey's
We've already-
penis.
Yeah.
I'll keep the bit about my little D. Anywho,